Yeah, it's evidently this place I was at before. All the way around the back. Here we go. I've been here before, too. You can heal aggravated damage using your autophagy ability. That is the strangest thing to just have like a bite yourself healing ability. Suicide note. I can't stand the pain anymore. It's like my entire body is breaking apart since that bitch infected me. For days now, she keeps hiding in her room, giving orders through little written notes, and only rehearsing at night. I witnessed one of her so-called rehearsals. She walks on stage angry and hateful, spitting and whining about her fading beauty. The bitch is infected, rotten to the core, and she plans to infect everyone in this place. And then everyone in London. Her next play is not before December, and at this time, all the theater's employees will be her obedient minions, forced to serve her evil machinations. I'm sure she's found a way to corrupt our food or the water, since we all started to get ill and change after the meal she arranged for us last Monday. I want whoever finds this note to know that I only killed myself to escape the living hell that this place has become. May God have mercy on me and my immortal soul, since I refused to be an accomplice in this devilry. That's worth asking. Suicide's supposed to be a big ol' no-no in religion. But what if it's to stop yourself from becoming the exact type of creature that you're doomed to go to hell for anyway?
Woe to you, nations of hypocrites. For in front of you stands the tall queen. You can but lower your...
Can that be Doris Fletcher's voice? Where does it come from?
I would guess the theater. Also, the influence between this game and Pathologic's starting to stand out, isn't it? Both RPGs about a plague in a small town where you just go back and forth across that map, zigzagging for the entire duration, mostly just meeting and talking to people, but occasionally there's some combat, which is not great in either game. And they both have this idea of like plague. They have like these plague clouds you have to deal with, and both have a theater. This game takes you to the theater. Ah, crap. This game takes you yourself to the theater during part of like the mandatory main story. And in Pathologic, you start the game in a theater when you pick your character, and then later go on to visit the theater to meet a character that is one of the major people you have to keep alive and so on. And the theater looks like it's going to play a major role. Mainly based on the fact that when I went into that theater, I saw one of the only cutscenes the game has ever played for me so far. Could go down. Might not be able to get back up, though. Depends on whether or not the jump ability feels like working. Old Doris Fletcher's diary. London, 17th of August, 1918. I saw her in the flesh. The witch from my childhood nightmares. The bitch that tortured me for years. I saw her and I shivered. Her voice, her face. I knew she was in that hospital. I knew she was sick. I wanted to witness her suffering. I may have reinvented myself, become a famous actress, erased those wicked years from my memory. I can't forget I'm her daughter. When I saw her frail body in that small bed, suffering, sick, defeated, I had to hide my tears, for she was looking at me. She recognized me. She saw the hate in my eyes, and she smiled. My pale corpse of a mother. The worst thing was I felt no satisfaction seeing her in much pain. The worst was not to suddenly remember the beatings and the abuses, no. The worst was to recognize that I felt in my heart when she looked at me, for it was the same hate I saw in hers, for in the end, I can't escape being her daughter. We are the same, my mother and I. Someone's got some baggage to deal with, and I'm gonna help her, but probably killing her, because that's how most of these interactions tend to go, is with the other person being super dead. Where's the door I saw earlier? Down there? Yep. Hello, Doris.
Woe to you, nations of hypocrites. hypocrites. For in front of you stands the tall queen.
Quite an audience you got here
Who
of no people. Really just bringing it home. So why do I have to go this way? Why couldn't I just hop down from the other ledge? It seems like if he wants to meet her, you can just hop on down right there. She already saw you, presumably, because I was blatantly within line of sight. But we have to go through this labyrinth of house instead. Uh-oh. Hey there. Ow. Ah! Chomping down. Take it when you can. Oh, Jesus. Look at me greatly underestimating how much damage my bite does. Like a boss. Is this the front door? Yeah. I don't want to deal with the loading screen right now. I don't think you usually have to open those doors from behind to unlock them. You do when they don't have loading screens, but I think once the loading screen's there, I think it doesn't make you.
But when you burn and die, she will rise and be queen again.
Kind of cool how many floors there are. Ah. I think we're gonna talk to her. We're probably gonna at least start with talking to her. Maybe it'll transition to a boss fight from there. I base it on the fact that when I walk in that room, my powers don't work.
Despicable.
I can't dash around and stuff like that in front of Doris. I have to specifically move slow and normal. Either because he doesn't want to out himself or because I'm not supposed to attack her.
Who are you? You who dared enter my realm. Are you here to worship or mock me?
I'm here to put an end to the vampire epidemic, Miss Fletcher.
Ah. But Doris Fletcher is no more. She was consumed by this putrid flesh that now enshrouds her.
You feel anger for what happened to you, but I can help you. I'm a doctor, Miss Fletcher.
Doris Fletcher is no more. All that remains are the dreams of the queen she was, and the queen she'll be. Until then, all shall die, for that was her final wish.
Oh.
And come to me.
This ends poorly for you then.
Avenge me.
Ah.
Your hand is shaking.
My hand was shaking. Well, yours is bleeding, so yeah. Ow. Okay, she's exceptionally tall. And she seems to resist all of my things. Ah, crap. I went into the poopy. Go! Oh, she's gonna have a stretchy arm. Ah. Could you calm down? Ah. Really eats through my blood and stamina. Ah, Jesus. Get off of me. Okay, well, that didn't even hit her, because she just jumped straight out of it. Alright, well, now I'm out of blood, so that's not good either. Ah, Jesus. Only they could hurt each other, right? Oh, come on. Are you just gonna infinitely summon people or what? Oh boy. I can't really get much out of her.
Your blood will be mine.
Oh yeah? Oh come on, the swing back gets me too?
Come to me. My
Stamina regen, please.
summon thee. My children of the night. Name.
Oh, come on.
Kill.
Their range is out of control. Oh no, she does that too. Great. Great, great, great.
Your hand is
Excuse me.
my blade shall pierce your villainous heart.
Got.
Prince.
Ah. God damn my health. Did that not heal my health? Oh, that gives me blood. Whoops.
Die for the love
I mixed up what my meters do. Ah. It's easy to get used to the idea that green is stamina and red is health in other games. Ah. I wish it wasn't so easy to miss melee attacks at point blank range. So every one of them is level 1. Every other one of them, I mean. Stop dodging me. That camera, calm down. Okay, let me move for a second. Come on. Oh. There we go.
Wait. I beg you, wait.
What?
I don't want to die.
And I did not come to kill you, Miss Fletcher.
Will you spare me then? Save this cadaverous carcass of mine. Does your heart beat a little faster now? You fancy me then, Doctor?
No, Miss Fletcher. My dead heart will beat for only one.
Ah! Is she pretty? Is she sweet and tender?
To me, yes.
Ah! I hate her already.
I know. And this is partly why you must be destroyed.
But you just said...
That I did not come here to kill you, yes. But I realize now the threat you embody must be stopped.
Will I be remembered? Will you?
You were Doris Fletcher, the greatest actress of her generation. No one can take that from you.
Thank you. And farewell. Ah! Ah! Ah!
Farewell, Doris.
Bravo! So dramatic. I love it.
McCullum.
How strange I seem to find you whenever I'm inquiring about that skal infestation.
I mean you no harm.
I'm not here for you. But once I've put all the pieces of the puzzle together, I'm sure we'll have a little chat, you and me.
Stay away from me, McCullum. You and all your war dogs.
That I can't guarantee, Dr. Reid. but I'll let you go. For now.
I should probably leave the theater right now.
You don't say. You and all your war dogs.
But London is not. It would be wise to benefit from the Ascalon's protection. I'll continue my research during the Great Hunt.
It's a little odd how we kind of pretend we're not in conflict with each other already, even though I'm killing his dudes just, ooh, constantly. Like, just so often. New Doris Fletcher's diary. London, 24th of October, 1918. Soon, I'll be on the stage again. For my rehearsals are almost over. My minions are gathered around me, ready to follow my every command. Soon, my audience will return, ready to applaud my art. The young, the gorgeous, my healthy audience. They'll return to their families, their beautiful houses and happy lives, delighted by my performance, shocked by my disguise, touched by my grace, my infectious legacy. They'll spread the disease one by one, and they'll turn, and I'll be their beloved queen again, and they'll never forget me. I shall have my revenge on the dirty trick fate played on me. They're probably going to burn this whole place down, aren't they? So she was faced with this idea of she was famous and adored, but then she became a monster, so she wanted to make everyone her subservient monster so she can go back to being famous and adored. Really undeveloped character, though. That was over quickly, and she took almost no convincing to kill herself. Like, I was like, no, I love another, and you must be stopped.
I need to leave now.
I'm like, you must be stopped. You represent something that must be destroyed. And then she just killed herself on the spot. Like, immediately. I didn't even, like, clarify what I meant or anything.
So
I guess she knew.
Needed to be close to her audience to infect them. Contagion through skin. Very disturbing. It's locked, all right.
Like, I get it that she probably already knew what she did, so it probably went somewhat unsaid. But she knew what she was doing while she was doing it, and she seemed pretty cool with, like, sticking to it. So her sudden willingness to just give up and die is, like, a little weird. And she, like, she went out in one of the most brutal possible ways. Like, lighting herself on fire. There's not even, like, an embrace option. Like, no option to maybe... Like, that, usually you have, like, those kinds of options put into those kinds of narrative moments where you're like, you can kill her normally, or you can convince her to take her own life, like certain Mass Effect characters, or you could, mesmerize and embrace her and get an experience boost, or something like that. Although since she dies no matter what, this would be a case where they'd be getting a potential experience out of it without actually having to deal with the usual trade-off of how it affects society, because she's going to die no matter what, apparently. Because she didn't need to be stopped, because she was actively spreading the contagion as much as possible, relentlessly, in a way that goes against basically everyone's take on how the whole vampire thing should be handled, including the vampires. Oh, you're in here now.
Elizabeth, what are you doing here?
I've been formally asked to witness your triumph, my dear. After all, isn't it the natural role of a woman to support her man in victory?
But it's you who insisted I join the Ascalon.
Please forgive my giddiness. I'm just overcome by the thrill of finally being allowed within these hallowed halls.
You certainly have an inquisitive mind. It's quite something. Elizabeth Ashbury, only you can make me smile in these difficult times.
And the same to you, Jonathan Reid. Now go have your little chat with the chairman. I can see he's practically bursting to hear your report.
I could make him burst. I bet I could take all of them. I'm sorry, you're the same guy repeating throughout the entire house? You guys are so fucking generic.
Perhaps we should change some of the club's rules if we survive all of this. We need to soften some of our laws concerning redheads.
It's a good thing they gave me facial hair, otherwise I would look just like everybody else. Everyone has Andrew's goddamn haircut, where you buzz the sides and everything, there's just some on top and it's swept back. That's like most of the vampires in the entire world.
Welcome back to the Ascalon Club, Lancebearer. Please tell us the good news. Have you put an end to the epidemic?
My hypothesis was correct. Doris Fletcher was the source of the contagion in this part of town. She was probably the first to be infected.
And you cleansed her before the hunters, I've been told. Well done, Dr. Reid. You thrust your lance and pierced the very heart of the corruption.
But some questions remain.
The important thing is, we won a major battle for the survival of London. For that, we salute you.
Thank you, my lord.
Now, I have another task for you. One of the utmost importance. Perhaps even more so than the previous.
I'm listening.
It's time for you to perform a most sacred duty for the club. I want you to recruit a new vampire.
Recruit a new vampire? Are you sending me on some sort of diplomatic mission?
Not exactly. I want you to make Aloysius Dawson the Ekon he deserves to be.
I'm not sure I'm the best candidate for such a task.
I can hear the hesitation in your voice, Dr. Reid. I admire a man of principles. But in this matter, there is more at stake than your moral comfort.
It's not a moral question, Lord Redgrave. It's the responsibility of giving immortality to a man I barely know.
Nonsense. Aloysius has been a member of the Ascalon for years. This is but the fruition of a long-held plan.
How would you like me to proceed?
Aloysius is waiting for you at the Dawson estate. Once the deed is done, I'll join you there to celebrate this momentous occasion.
Before I go, I have a few questions.
All right, I'm listening.
Why Aloysius Dawson?
Because he is about to die, and he just may be the most influential man in England. After me, of course.
Did he choose me?
No, I did. My decision is very recent, to say the least, but it is entirely mine.
Does he know I'm coming?
He can't wait to become your progeny, Dr. Reid. Especially now that you have shown how strong your lineage is through your sister.
How would you like me to proceed?
Don't worry. Aloysius has had many years to prepare himself. He has studied our kind for decades.
So shall I just let him drink my blood?
Yes. Aloysius will gratefully sup on your blood. His heart will slow, then stop, but he will rise again as one of us, an immortal.
Is there any danger?
Our blood alters a mortal body so deeply that some don't survive the metamorphosis. They die for good. But Mr. Dawson has been preparing himself for a long time.
You invited Lady Ashbury. Wouldn't that be breaking one of your cardinal rules? No women allowed.
Not allowed as members, no. But considering the circumstances, I thought you'd like to have her here to witness your triumph.
So it's a temporary admittance, then?
Something of a bargain, considering the crisis we're currently facing.
Goodbye, Lord Redgrave.
Is that it? She just can be in here for the moment to stand there for a second and then leave? Because we're already leaving. Time to go.
Are you all right, Jonathan?
Lord Redgrave has just ordered me to turn Aloysius Dawson, to make him my progeny.
I see. And how do you feel about this?
I'd like your advice on the matter.
The real question here is, why has his lordship given you this task?
Do you think it's some sort of trap?
Do you really want to know what I think about this?
I do, yes.
To make an immortal of a soulless blackguard like Aloysius Dawson, will only lead to a disaster for London. The man is already dead inside.
Should I refuse? Perhaps politely suggest that Lord Redgrave turned the man into a vampire himself.
Don't you dare, my dear. According to what I've recently discovered, his lordship could kill you for even broaching the subject.
Really? Why?
I've recently found proof that the Earl of Bristol is of lesser lineage and only capable of creating skals.
Please tell me more about your recent investigation.
As long as you lower your voice.
What would you have me do about Dawson?
The man is dangerous. Did you know he plans to build a wall to separate the healthy rich from the sickly poor? Do not make him your progeny.
What would you do?
The man's dying already. Let the reaper harvest the rotten fruit that is his soul.
What would happen if I made Dawson an Econ like myself?
You would add a powerful immortal into a suffering world. An immortal who already craves authority.
Maybe I could teach him control, like you taught me. Lead him down the right path.
Mr. Dawson spent his life searching for a way to cheat death. I'm sure he has spent decades dreaming of how he'd spend eternity as a tyrant.
Are you sure your information about Redgrave is correct? He says he's the progeny of the great knight William Marshall, who lived some 9 centuries ago.
That's a lie. Lord Redgrave is unable to create anything but skals, if the poor souls survive at all.
How can you be sure the information was correct?
I made the acquaintance of a most interesting informer while investigating your maker, from whom I learned the truth about Lord Redgrave.
Why so vindictive? You suddenly sound like you're angry.
Forgive me, Jonathan. I hate myself for it, but I feel such pride in my discovery. I'm afraid I just can't help it.
Which is?
He did serve William Marshall, and yes, the blood he covets as a token does truly belong to that legendary knight. But he was never his progeny. His lineage is not so noble.
Goodbye for now, Elizabeth.
Goodbye, my dear. Please, be careful.
Dirty, dirty secrets. I wonder if I can just embrace him, and then suddenly the big build-a-wall guy just gives me like 5,000 experience. I shouldn't even have to mesmerize him because he should already be in his house somewhere where, you know, somewhere where he's already out of line of sight.
Have to obey Mendel's laws when producing progeny. Powers pass from one generation to another. That's why Dawson wants me to sire him.
I think he sees this guy as somebody that's more controllable than me. I think that's what's going on here. Is that I am an unknown outsider, and they don't know if they can rely on me or if I'll do what they want me to do and stuff like that. But I have these super genes. I got the mega blood and whatnot, and they want that. And they don't want me. So maybe if they get me to pass the blood on to somebody that's already a member of their group, then they can get rid of me. That's what I can't help but think. Because their weird insistence on going way too far with trusting me is just continually odd. Hey, buddy. Nyam, 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 nyam.
Watch it! It's a killer!
It's a killer? Where? You guys should look out. There's a killer on the loose.